Hello, dear students. Very good evening, all of you. I'm Chartered Accountant and Company Secretary Pawan Gahukar. Welcome to our class for CSEET Economics and yes, Company Secretary Executive Entrance Test. And we are here to cater the subject, 50 mark subjects, that is economics. And we had in the previous lecture we had started with the very first chapter, basics of demand and supply and forms of market competition. All right, so yes guys, we had studied a little bit. All right, and in the meantime, if you have, hi Hemant, in the meantime, if you have any doubts whatsoever related to economics or our classes or anything related to CA or CS for that matter, you can always Instagram me. All right, so whenever we study economics, the point of view will be, come on, tell me, what will be the point of view? The point of view will always be business. The point of view will always be business. Remember this. Also, yes, correct. Also, when we talk about an industry, what's the definition of industry? Industry is a group of similar firms whose product have same or similar attributes such that they compete for the same buyers. And we have some examples of industry. What is this? Is an example. This is an example of which industry? Very good, Karan. Very good, Harshita. Very good, Sonika. Wonderful. This is an example of which industry? Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is a beautiful example of automobile industry. Wonderful, Sharanya. Wonderful, Shasha. And then this, Pepperfry, Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, eBay. It's an example of which industry? It's e-commerce. Then Zepto, Big Basket, Instamart, Blinkit. This becomes an example of quick commerce industry. And then we have Airtel, Jio, VI, BSNL. It's an example of telecommunication industry. All right, and all these Ranbaxy, Dr. Reddy, Pfizer, Glenmark, Cipla, Sun Pharma, these are pharmaceutical industry giants. AirAsia, Indigo, Air India, SpiceJet, Akasa Air, Vistara. These are the players under which industry? All these are the players under aviation industry. All right, so guys, this was the very basic that you should really know about. So when it comes to supply and demand and the basics we are studying basically the introduction of economics. Now tell me, where did we get the word economics? A subject, no, economics. This word has been derived from which language? Economics we have derived from which language? Come on, tell me. Correct, Shasha. Correct, Sharanya. We have derived this from Greek language, that means oikonomia, which means household. All right, and yesterday we had seen the reasons to study economics. Economics for citizenship. All right, problems related to the political aspects, economic strategies and planning, launching the welfare programs for India. Okay, and the basic understanding is important for both the voters as well as the elected officials. And then we have some welfare schemes for the countrymen. All right, and those are Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Khelo India, midday meal scheme, Skill India, Atal Pension Yojana. All right, all these factors you will study in detail in the curriculum of our syllabus, business environment. All right, then the next is achieving social change. India has a lot of issues which includes poverty, all right, unemployment, inequality, hunger, crime, illiteracy, malnutrition, so many things. Economics help us to understand these issues. All right, if you study economics well, it will help you in personal as well as professional development as well. All right, whether we study law, whether we study political science, international law, industrial engineering, economics is must. Also, economics is a tool which helps you to think rationally, all right. And tell me, what is the full form of HDI? Come on, tell me, give me the full form of HDI. Come on guys, give me the full form of HDI. Wow, guys, you have really studied. The answer is Human Development Index. It helps us to understand the life expectancy of people, education. All right. It basically helps us to understand the standard of living of the people in our country. All right. So we need entrepreneurs like these. All right. Entrepreneurs like these, Bill Gates, then Steve Jobs, then Elon Musk. All right. We want entrepreneurs who build something like this. All right, that's the basic difference between India and the United States, the entrepreneurship feeling. We want our Sundar Lal Tripathi should also become a good entrepreneur. Raju Bhaiya, ठीक है, Lalita Didi should also become a good entrepreneur. So, learning economics will help you to develop a rational thinking. So, guys, this is what we studied yesterday, and then we also tested your knowledge. Okay, to this. Our today's agenda is understanding the economic problem. Today's agenda, today's concern is understanding the economic problem. But before delving deep into economic problem, let's understand what economics is. We have already seen economics word has been derived from the Greek language, that is oikonomia, which means household. The word economics is derived from Greek word oikonomia, which can be divided into two parts: oikos, which means house, and nomos, which means management. All right, MCQ gold, but your exam isn't written, so we need to learn this. Together they mean managing the household. The coverage of economics is broader than the meaning of word economics. And when we talk about economics, it's all about resources. Whenever we talk about money, all right, the problem with money, the problem with this resource is there's always scarcity. When you talk about money, it's always less, it is always scarce. That's the major economic problem. Not only money, anything related to, all right, anything related to resources, there's always scarcity. All right, for example, what is the most important resource for you as a student to qualify CSEET? Tell me your most important resource, your most important resource to qualify CSEET. And of course, it's scarce. Very good, Harshita. The answer is time. All very good, Shasha. Good answer. All right, the answer is time. The most important resource, which is in a very difficult, in a very limited quantity, is time. The student who will manage time well is the student who shall succeed. So, the major economic problem is we have scarcity of resources. We have scarcity of resources. All right. Economic problem, limited resources and unlimited wants. Scarcity is the core of every economy. Scarcity is the core of every economy. Chalo, tell me, what's the difference between these two? What's the difference between these two apples? Come on, tell me. What's the difference between these two apples? Come on, guys. This apple, the basic apple, and this apple. So what's the difference? Very good, Sonika. It's absolutely correct. All right. So whenever we talk about this apple, this is not a necessity. This is masti. Am I right? This, this, all these are masti. You can do all these things with a regular iPhone. Sorry, not iPhone. Sorry. With a regular Android phone also. This is all masti. But an apple a day keeps doctor away. We really need an apple. All right. So guys, this apple is need, and this agau extra The desirability, this is want. I just have learned that our dear Indu has bought a new MacBook, right Indu? Congratulations, make a reel for me in your new MacBook. All right. So yeah, need and want. So guys, what can be satisfied, need or wants? What can be satisfied? Tell me. Which one out of these two you can satisfy? Between these two concepts, which one you can satisfy? Come on. Very good. So guys, needs are very much easily satisfiable. All right. But wants, the problem with wants are unlimited. Wants are unlimited. All right. And the resources are limited. You can always satisfy your need, but wants are unlimited. So with respect to needs, that's not an issue of any economy. The problem is wants. And we have to make a choice. We have to make a choice. The study of choice under economics is nothing else but the study of choice under conditions of scarcity. The resources are always limited. Now, in this resource, what best we can buy? We have to make a choice because the resources are always in scarcity. Like time. With time, you can do so many things. But when you have got exams to pay, when you have got exams to give, so you, all right, you will try to commit yourself more with studies. Economics. Scarcity is a situation in which the amount of something available is insufficient to satisfy the desire for it. As an individual, for instance, we face scarcity of time and spending power. As an individual, we face scarcity of time. Everyone is running out of time. And then spending power is also less. All right. So guys, when you talk about resources and scarcity, the resources are majorly factors of production. Science students, please pay more attention to this. Factors of production: land, labor, all right, capital, entrepreneurship. These are our resources, limited resources. Along with time, these are very limited. Along with time, these are very limited. All right. And what all things do we want out of these resources and money that we have? What all things do we want? Food, clothing, shelter. These are the basic needs. After that, security, comfort, medicine, jewelry, affection, transportation. You need money for transportation? Do we need money for transportation? Yeah, we'll definitely need money for transportation. Certainly, yeah, we'll definitely need money. All right. Transportation in some other way. Like if we go for the bus, we need that nominal 5 rupee, 10 rupee. All right. If we go by train, we need that nominal 50 rupees. If we go by our bike, we need that petrol. If we go by a car, we need petrol, diesel. If you have EV, you need to charge your car, your bike. All right. So yeah, transportation, good health, children, people want children also, very nice. Then variety in diet, knowledge, convenience, recognition, travel, wisdom, recreation, control, respect, entertainment, and the last and most important, love. All right. So our wants are virtually unlimited, and the resources that we have are very limited in nature, and therefore we have to choose because our resources are very much scarce, and that's nothing else but bar our economic problem. Limited resources, unlimited want, and there comes into picture choosing. All right, because we have scarcity, so we need to choose. Because we have scarcity, we need to choose. Given more of either of, we could have more of goods and services that we desire. At any point of time, individual faces numerous scarcities. Individual will face multiple scarcities because human wants are unlimited. All right. In the young age, the most desirable product that every kid has is a bicycle, right? Being a kid, the most desirable thing is bicycle. All right, tell me, when did you get your first bicycle? Tell me. Answer me fast. As a kid, when did you get your first bicycle? Which class? Which standard? Tell me, I'm waiting. Very good, Sharanya. Fourth standard. Hemant is saying fifth. Harshita is saying fifth. Sonika is saying seventh. Shasha is saying fifth. Namrata is saying LKG, UKG. Karan is saying sixth. All right. But then that must be the happiest day of your life. But did you stop there? No. Now, all right, you would want a bike. Now you would want an Activa. You want an e-vehicle or something like that. Once you qualify, you won't stop here. You'll still need something. You'll need a car. All right. Once you get a car, you won't stop there. Very good, Hemant. You won't stop there. Then you'll require a Mercedes Benz. All right. This tells us that our wants are literally, virtually unlimited. There are so many things that one might like to have. All right. There are so many things. Like you would like to have sedan cars, the long cars. All right. Then we would like to have branded clothes. We have Chanel, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Voice and Lauren. All right. So branded clothes we would like to have. Then we would like to have stylish shoes. All right. And then we would like to have branded watches. All right. It doesn't stop. We would want more and more of things. So, branded clothes, stylish shoes. Okay. Branded watches, sports equipments, studio apartments, independent bungalows, then villas, and so on. Individuals have unlimited wants but face the constraint of limited spending power. All right, Anushka has told us the ability to pay is very, the ability to pay is not unlimited. The ability to pay, all right, is limited. That's our constraint. That is where things stop. Again, we have limited resources and our wants are virtually unlimited. Every individual faces this kind of situation on day-to-day basis because of the scarcities of time and spending power. Each one of us is forced to make choices. We must allocate our scarce time to different activities: work, play, study, sleep, shopping, and more. We must allocate our scarce spending power among different goods and services: housing, food, furniture, travel, and many others. And each time we have to choose. To buy something or to do something, we also choose not to buy or to do something else. When we opt for one thing, of course there's some or the other sacrifice. Like if you are playing, then you are sacrificing your study time, right? If you are studying during exams, what do we sacrifice during studies? Come on, tell me. When we study, what do we sacrifice? Tell me fast. When we study, what do we sacrifice? No one? We sacrifice nothing. Correct, Karan. Correct. Correct, Shasha. We sacrifice our dearest, the most beloved, sleep. All right. So guys, whenever we choose something, at some or the other point of time, we sacrifice the other thing. A little reflection suggests that just like individual at any given point of time, a society also faces unlimited wants and limited resources. Limited resources have alternative uses to which they can be put to use. Out of these alternative uses of scarce resources and unlimited wants, society has to make a choice. The problem of scarcity and choice forms the core of economics. The problem of scarcity, resources are scarce, and thereby we need to choose. All right, this forms the core of economics. Given this, economics means the study of ways in which mankind organizes itself to tackle the basic problems of scarcity of resources. Hence, economics is the study of alternative systems requisite to allocate these resources between competing ends. In view of allocation of resources, it can be said that economics is the study of how we choose to use limited resources with alternative uses to obtain maximum satisfaction of unlimited human wants. Human wants are unlimited, and thereby we have to make sure we opt those options which gives us maximum satisfaction. We have to choose those options which give us maximum satisfaction. All right, that's economics. Now let's study the core definition of economics. Guys, tell me, what is the name of this book? Just read this. What's the name of this book? What's the name of this book? Could you read it? Freakonomics, correct. Also write the name of the author. Write down the author's name in the chat. Come on, guys. What is the name of the author? Yeah, the name of the author. I guess this will be clear now. Correct. Correct, Shasha. Stephen D. Levitt. All right. Good, good, good. All right. So, guys, this book, Stephen Levitt, is an award. Stephen Levitt is an award-winning economist. All right. The same book. All right. The same book. An award-winning economist said that since the science of economics is primarily a set of tools as opposed to subject matter, then no subject, however offbeat, need be beyond its reach. All right. So, guys, Stephen Levitt in his book Freakonomics, all right, has pointed in Freakonomics that economics is primarily a set of tools before being a subject. Economics is as per Freakonomics, as per this book, economics is primarily not a subject. It's a set of tools before being a subject, and range of issues economics deal with is vast enough, ranging from individual consumer choices to buy a burger or not to buy a burger, whether we want to buy a burger or we don't want to buy a burger, to enumerate clauses of global financial crisis to be captured in one definition. So, guys, economics is nothing else. It's not a subject, it's a tool to deal with the problems, to deal with the economics issues, and the issues are very wide. Whether you want to buy a burger or not, or whether you want to buy fuel, oil from Russia or from Oman, from Saudi Arabia or from Kuwait, guys, this is economics. On the basis, it can be stated that it is difficult to have one universally acceptable definition. There are multiple definitions of economics. All right. So, since the science of economics is primarily a set of tools, it is not a subject. So, guys, but no subject of beat needs to be beyond its reach. All right. So, guys, its scope, the scope of the subject economics is vast, and that's why there cannot be it's difficult to find one acceptable definition. As per Sir Adam Smith, Professor Adam Smith, what is the book of Sir Adam Smith called? What is the name of the book? Like Stephen Levitt's book is Freakonomics. So what's the name of the book of Sir Adam Smith? Any clue? I have that book. Like Freakonomics, I have that book. Come on, come on, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. Yeah, this is the book. Very good, Sonika. Wonderful. Yeah, this book is written by Sir Adam Smith. Very good, Karan. Harshita, a little bit of issue. It is the wealth. It is the wealth of nation. The wealth of nations. All right. So, yes, correct. Very good, Sharanya. Very good, creative bot. All right. So, guys, the wealth of nations. Professor Adam Smith has given the wealth definition of economics. Every author has some different perspective towards economics. The wealth definition of Adam Smith defined economics as, all right, Adam Smith wealth definition of economics, all right. And what does it tell us? Science of wealth with an objective to increase the wealth and richness of the country. Key features, economics is a science of wealth with the objective to increase the wealth and richness of a country. Key features are: objective of economics is to increase the wealth of the country. It considers production, distribution and consumption as the core of economic activity. Yes, economic activity is about that. Whatever is demanded, you have to produce it and you have to sell it. So production, distribution and consumption. Production represents which side of the economy? Production represents which side of the economy? Tell me. Production represents which side of the economy? Come on, make it fast. Production represents which side of the economy? Supply side of the economy. All right. And consumption. Consumption represents, come on guys, where are you? Where are the answers? Consumption represents the production represents the supply side and consumption represents the demand side of the economics. All right, or the economy. It was an easy question, you should have answered this. It deals with the causes. So production represents the supply side of the economics and consumption represents the demand side of the economics. It deals with the causes of creation of wealth as an economy. Okay, how much wealth is created in the economy and how do we do it? The term wealth used in the definition considers material wealth. It talks about material wealth. It talks about money. It talks about assets. All right. So yeah, these are Adam Smith's wealth definition of economics. These are Adam Smith's wealth definition of economics. Guys, go through it. If you have any issue, please let me know. Let me know if there are any doubts. All right. Any doubts? Good to go. So guys, yeah, this is a wealth definition. All right. Wealth definition of economics, Sir Adam Smith. So that's the wealth perspective. Then we have another economist you must have heard. Have you heard about Sir Alfred Marshall. Have you heard about Sir Alfred Marshall? Anyone? Yes, guys. Alfred Marshall. Did you hear about him? When you talk about Sir Alfred Marshall, his perspective was, when you talk about Sir Alfred Marshall, his perspective was welfare. His perspective was welfare. Alfred Marshall defined economics as the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Alright. According to him, economics examines that part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of material requisites of well-being. So it talks about the society welfare, it talks about Alfred Marshall's welfare definition of economics, talks about the individual and social welfare. The key features of welfare are, it defines economics as a study of activities related to human being and their material welfare. Welfare means well-being, good. Marshall clarified that economics is related with income of individual and it uses for creating material welfare. So when we earn some money, we spend money for our well-being. We spend it for food, we spend it for drinks, we spend it for housing, we spend it for car, we spend it for internet, we spend it for entertainment, we spend it for education, we send it for medical. Alright. So income of the individual and its uses for creating material welfare. Collectively, incomes of group individuals form the wealth of the nation, and ultimately, collectively, all the incomes of all the individuals taken together, collectively income of group of individuals form the wealth of the nation, and ultimately objective of economics is to increase the welfare of the individual by their day-to-day activities. So when an individual earns money, and when cumulatively everyone in the population earns money of earning age, then that becomes the wealth. And the more money everyone has, the more productive country is, more welfare the countrymen will have. So Alfred Marshall, the point of view of defining economics was welfare. What was the point of view of Sir Adam Smith? Wealth. So his definition of economics was from the perspective of wealth. Sir Alfred Marshall's perspective was welfare. Now we have one more definition. As I've told you, as Stephen Levitt has told us, that there cannot be one universally acceptable definition of economics. That's why we'll study all the definition of economics today. That's that. Today's lecture is dedicated for definition of economics. Alright. So yeah, Alfred Marshall, it was about welfare. Alright. Then Lionel Robbins, 1898 to 1984. Sir Lionel Robbins' definition was from the point of view of scarcity. Scarcity definition of economics. Robbins defined economics as a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. For example, this money is scarce. What are the uses of money? Can you tell me some uses of money? Tell me. What are the uses of money? Tell me the uses of money. What all things you can spend your money on? Tell me. What are the uses of money? Tell me the uses of money. We can buy cars, we can buy clothes, we can buy luxuries, we can buy food. So there are alternatives, right? So it recognizes economics as a science which deals with economic behavior of human being, assess that all physical and non-physical resources are associated with scarcity. The resources of multiple utility, like money has multiple utility, education, clothes, jewelry, food, shelter, so many things. The resource of multiple utility, multiple, and it can only be used either for one purpose or another. The use of most of the resources are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive, when you can do one thing, you cannot do another thing. That's called as being mutually exclusive. There is a need of efficient use of scarce resources, and primary objective of economics is to ensure efficiency in the use of resource. What do you mean by efficiency? What do you mean by efficiency? Optimum utilization of resources. Economics is to ensure efficiency in the use of resource with the purpose of satisfying human wants. So guys, resources, it's always scarce. We have to make sure that we use our resources at its optimum best, because resources have multiple utility. You can put it to multiple use. So, and when you put money, if I try to buy this book, if I buy this book, The Dark Side of Startup, suppose it's of 100 rupees. So if I buy this 100 rupee book and I had only 100 rupees, so now I have given this to the bookseller. Now I do not have that money. Now I cannot buy anything else because that 100 rupees is gone. So if we buy the book, and if I want to buy a burger or an ice cream right now, I cannot use that money. That's gone. So if you use money for one thing, you cannot do it for any other thing. This is mutually exclusive. Did you get this? What do you mean by mutually exclusive? When you do one thing with something, you cannot do any other thing. That's called as being mutually exclusive. All right. So yeah, Lionel Charles Robbins, his definition of economics was from the point of view of scarcity. All right. Let me tell you, Professor Adam Smith, his definition of economics was from the point of view of, come on, tell me, it was from the point of view of wealth. Right. Then we have, after Adam Smith, we had Alfred Marshall. His definition of economics was from the point of view of, come on. Alfred Marshall's definition was from the point of view of welfare. And Lionel Robbins, his definition was, do not write Lionel Messi in the exam, all right? Like Lionel Robbins, his definition was from the point of view of scarcity. And then we have Paul Samuelson, 1915 to 2009. His definition of economics was from the perspective of growth. Everyone wants growth in life. Like you have food, clothing, shelter, everything you have in life. But everyone here present in the class is seeking this growth. Paul Samuelson defined economics as a study of how man and society choose, with and without the use of money, to employ scarce productive resources, with which have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distributing them for consumption, how or in future among various person or groups in a society. Resources are scarce and we have to save that money for future growth. So key features are, it deals with allocation of scarce resources to be used in productive purpose. So if you have 100 rupees, do you spend entire 100 rupees or do you save some money? Do you save some money or do you shell entire 100 rupees? Tell me. Out of 100, how much money you will save? Tell me. Right, you will save some. So I guess out of 100 you will save at least 20. At least 20 you will save. Some students are writing 50. All right. So I guess more often than not, people land up saving 20 rupees, 30 rupees, and they use this 20 rupees, 30 rupees that they save for the future, and that money is for growth. The selection of most efficient use of resources from the alternative ways. The growth of economics will depend on consumption and production in the economy. The growth of economies will depend upon consumption and production in the economy. The definition also points towards economics as a study of economic system. The definition also points towards economics as a study of economic system. The definition points towards economics as a study of economic system. So guys, we consume some and we use that saved money to improve. We use that saved money to improve our productive resources. All right, like suppose we have this one factory today and its capacity is to build 100 units per annum, per day, but after some days you'll need a bigger factory, so you have to save money for the future growth. There are other definitions other than Adam Smith, Alfred Marshall, Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi, no Lionel Messi. What is his name? Tell me fast. Lionel Charles Robbins. His perspective was scarcity definition of economics. And the last one, Paul Samuelson. What was it? Paul Samuelson. His was growth definition of economics. His was growth definition. There are other definitions also. Economics is a science which deals with wealth. All right. Economics is the body of knowledge which relates to wealth. Professor Walker. Economics is a science which deals with wealth. Professor J.B. Say. Economics is the body of knowledge which relates to wealth. Professor Walker. Economics investigate the nature of wealth and the laws of production and its distribution. J.S. Mill. The subject treated by political economics is not happiness but wealth. Professor Senior. All right. So yeah, these are the definition, but all in all, it lands up dealing with one thing. One thing is common. One thing is common. What is that common thing? Tell me. Wealth. So whose definition is considered very important? All right. Sir Adam Smith. More often than not, wealth comes into perspective. Who is the father of economics? Just for the sake of knowing this. Who is the father of economics? Father of economics? Yeah. You have any answers? All right, correct. So guys, Sir Adam Smith was is the father of economics, and thereby his definition is majorly used. So all right. So guys, yes, for economics and chapter 1, that's all for today. Shall we test your knowledge? Shall we? Are we good to go? Shall we test your knowledge? All right, guys, seems everyone is ready. You will get 30 seconds to answer the questions and get it right, get it fast. That's the key. All right. First question. Are you ready? Have I sent in every group? Let me check. Yeah, quite likely. Yes, first question. All right. Go, go, go. Which book was written by award-winning economist Stephen D. Levitt? All right. What's the name of the book? That's the question. Economia, economics, wealth of the nation, free economics. These are the options. The correct option is free economics. The correct option is free economics. This book was written by the award-winning economist Stephen Levitt. All right. All right, let's check out. So Krishna is right on top, followed by Karan, Vinyasini, Namrata, Siddhi, Harshita, Shasha, Sharanya, Ted, and Anushka. All right. Let's see. How do you fare? Are you ready for the next question? All right. Go, go, go. Go now. Paul Samuelson's growth definition of economics, the last that we have studied. Paul Samuelson definition was from the point of view of growth, and whose definition was from the point of view of scarcity? All right, whose definition was from the point of view of wealth? Whose definition was from the point of view of wealth? Sir Adam Smith. Whose definition was from the point of view of welfare? All right, they may ask you questions in the exam. Explain the wealth definition of economics. Explain welfare definition of economics by Alfred Marshall. Then scarcity definition of Lionel Robbins, scarcity definition. And of course, Paul Samuelson's growth. Let's check out the leaderboard. Oh, Vinyasini right on top, followed by Shasha, Anushka, Sharanya, Harshita, Sonika, Hemant, Krishna, Karan and Karthik. All right. Next question. Are you ready? Go, go, go. The problem of scarcity and dash forms the core of economics. The problem of scarcity and dash forms the core of economics. The answer is choice. All right, guys, remember this. These are small baby steps. You have to get them correct. Oh, Vinyasini. So Shasha is right on top, followed by Harshita, Vinyasini, Karan, Krishna, Namrata, Anushka, Sharanya, Shashi and Sonika. All right then. Two more questions to go, guys. Come on, don't lose hope. You can still win this. Next question. Go, go, go. Individuals have dash wants but face the constraint of limited spending power. They have unlimited wants. Individuals have unlimited wants. Easy question it was. Let's check out the leaderboard. Harshita, how could you get this wrong? This was an easy question. Sasha is right on top, followed by Vinyashini, Karan, Krishna, Sharanya, Namrata, Anushka, Harshita, Sonika and Darshini. Alright, there's only one student who's got all the answers correct till now, and that's Sasha. Alright. Last question. Are you ready? Alright. We'll do one thing. We'll make it a little tricky for you. Alright. If whoever wins this quiz, like yesterday, I guess Murli won the quiz. Whoever wins this quiz gets this book today, The Dark Side of Startups. All right. All the best, guys. Last question. Are you ready? Go, go, go. The word economics is derived from the Greek word oikonomia. Oikos means house. Oikos means house. And nomo means management. Alright, so we have got the winner. Shasha is the winner. Shasha, you are not fast, but you have done all the answers correct, and that makes you the winner. Krishna was the fastest in this question. So Shasha, well done. Alright. Yesterday, Murli won this book, The Celebrity CEO. Shasha, today you win this book, The Dark Side of Startups. All right. Well done. All the very best. Many congratulations All right. So yeah, here we are. Today's lecture for CSEET economics was dedicated to economic problem, and the economic problem was, all right, economic problem was, the major economic problem is that resources are limited and there are unlimited wants. Scarcity is the core of every economy. Scarcity, and then we have to choose. That's why choice. The study of choice under conditions of scarcity, that is what economics is. And then we understood that humans have unlimited wants, all right, and we want, the wants are unlimited. We need sedan cars, or we need branded clothes, we need stylish shoes, we need, okay, amazing watches, we need, all right. So we want houses, we want villas, but the resources are scarce and our wants are unlimited. All right. So Professor Stephen Levitt, in his book Freakonomics, he has told us some definitions, and he has told us that, at the end of the day, economics is not, at the end of the day, economics is not a subject. Economics is not a subject. It's a tool. It's a tool to manage these resources, and that economics can cover everything, right from which burger to buy or not to buy, from global fuel crisis, global financial crisis. That's why it's free economics, because its coverage, its scope is huge. All right. So it can be stated it's difficult to have one universally accepted definition, and thereby we have Adam Smith's wealth definition of economics, and then we have Alfred Marshall's welfare definition of economics. Then we have Lionel Robbins' scarcity definition of economics, and we have Paul Samuelson's growth definition of economics. That's how it is. And yeah, we have seen other definitions also, but they all, be it JB Say, Professor Walker, JS Mill, Professor Senior, every definition is more or less related to wealth. All right. We have also tested your knowledge. And as far as CSEET concerned, we are calling it a day. Okay, guys, shall we call it a day? All right. Yeah, that's that then. This is Pawan Gaukar signing off. See you in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Study well. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. If you have any doubts, you can always let me know on Instagram. Let's connect there. You can always, your doubts are just an Instagram DM away. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. See you in the next lecture. Bye-bye.